This is like too bright. I'm doing my hair on air. Here we go. Do I want it more like this? No. What am I doing? Hold on. I gotta get my hair correct. Let me look in my camera. Okay. I'm ready. Oh. Kind of messed up my hair. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. I just did my hair tonight. Hi, Lexi. How are you? Let me tell some people. Let me tell the Instagrammers. Can you hear the fan? Your hair looks so shiny and pretty. Ugh. Doesn't feel like that. I appreciate it. I just did it, but it looks like a little bit to be desired. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, I'm going to tell people. Hello, everybody. Okay, you can't hear the fan? I'm talking to people on YouTube. I'm talking to Lexi. Come join me. I'm over on YouTube Live. See you soon. You can't hear the fan? Okay, cool. That makes me happy because I put this little fan next to me. And hi, Ayana. I gotta move this chair. I just realized this chair is slowly made its way forward. When I hang up here, I gotta move this chair back. It's like I'm too crunched over here. It's just this chair is not light. How's everybody doing? Did anybody catch the latest House Medium episode that I posted where I had Angela Ashley from 90 Day Fiancé? Angela. Ashley Michelle. I was looking at Ayana's name and I was putting Ashley Michelle from 90 Day Fiancé. I have some really cool episodes coming up. I have an episode that I'm going to be doing with a friend of mine named, you didn't see it? Yeah, you can watch it or listen to it on wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, Tanaya. Did you see it, Tanaya? Does anybody watch 90 Day Fiancé? Are you anybody into that reality show? Not yet? Okay. But I have some cool episodes coming up. I'm excited about a friend of mine that I'm having on where she's going to talk about all kinds of activities that happened. And we're going to talk about an event we're doing in person. Where you guys are hearing about it here first, but we're going to be promoting an event that's called, I've seen snippets, but I'm not really familiar with that series. Okay. Getting back to you. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I'm saying, anyway, this event is for women who are feeling out of sorts and you don't quite feel like yourself, and we're kind of doing a spiritual and health type of thing where we're kind of reading people, doing little readings. I'm looking for How come I didn't put the name on here? I know I had the name. Yeah, so it's going to be, it's because we changed the name a few times. So forgive me. But it's going to be for women when you're not feeling like yourself, women in menopause, young women, no matter how old you are. We only have 6 spots we're going to have available in person, and then other people can join Zoom. We're going to do like little readings. She kind of has a background in kind of medical stuff, and also she does other spiritual stuff. So it's kind of like looking and seeing what's going on with you and why you spiritually, physically may not be feeling like yourself. I don't really advertise this, everyone, but I am a medical medium. I do that, they call that. I don't call myself that, but I do in my readings can scan people and see what's going on inside their body, but I don't diagnose. So I'm doing a little bit of that, and she's taking her knowledge that she has on medical. She studied in New Zealand. Um, you know, kind of like it's hard to explain. It's hard to say because she studied New Zealand, and what they call it there is different than here. But it's basically like when you work with athletes and you learn about the body and all that. So she uses that plus her type of her spiritual read on people, and together we're trying to help women feel better. Um, I feel like we both discovered that there's definitely women in menopause and perimenopause that are going through this, but all women of ages have this problem. So we're going to be doing that. I'll be announcing that on my podcast. Have you guys caught up on my podcast? Did you even listen? Did you see the butt pinching? Like, give me a little feedback. Like, do you feel like it takes a while to catch up on episodes, or do you wait for them each week? Because I'm always trying to figure out what the hell is going on with everybody. What do they want? Like, what do you think? How are you guys looking at it? Like, do you like catch up, or do you like listen to it every week? Like, how would you say the podcast type of vibe thing that you're doing? Like, how do you look at it? Like, how do you watch podcasts? It doesn't have to just be my podcast in general, just in general. Really, those so many people are saying so many things at once. Lie, you're not. But anyway, I'll be announcing that. Oops. But in the meantime, I'm doing some in-person readings right now. Not in-person readings, online readings. I have so many things that I'm juggling. I listen to a podcast every once in a while. I mostly do YouTube videos. Well, I post my podcast on YouTube. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, since I post my podcast on YouTube, do you think you listen to podcasts on YouTube more than you listen to, like, let's say, on a platform in the car? It seems like a lot of people listen to podcasts on YouTube. I don't. I like to listen while I'm walking or driving in the car. So I don't tend to listen to podcasts on YouTube as much. And the weird thing is I post them on YouTube, but I don't get the same amount of numbers as I do people who are listening. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of get a little feedback. But while you guys are giving me some feedback, this is like what's so annoying. I have so many do you guys use your notes? I use my notes app in my phone to like put all my things down on my ideas on, like, ideas for See, like, look, for my podcast, I wrote like a note, Sophia the fake psychic. I have to look that up. That was like something someone covered. Oh, yeah, I got to talk about that. I have so many cool things to talk about. Oh, my goodness. I have almost 10,000 notes. What? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, what? You listen to YouTube? Wish I was exaggerating. What? I thought I was bad. See, I delete a lot of them. Because I'm sitting here going like, okay, eat real. That's like, a note. Like I have all kinds of notes, and I'm like, names of places to go eat, best Pilates exercise, which is brew coffee. And this goes back to, and then I'm like, where? I wish there was a better way to organize them. So annoying. Sorry, I meant, unfortunately, because I don't have podcast app that I like, I only use YouTube. It's the easiest platform I ever use. Oh, really? Easier than Apple? Well, I post my podcast on YouTube and I post it on all platforms. I try to let people know they're on both, but I don't know. I think I have to change my intro and outro to let people know you can that's not going to help people because they're going to be listening to podcasts. I don't know. I don't know how to get people to realize I'm posting on both. I'm posting all the time. I feel like I'm driving people crazy. But then again, at the same time, most posts people don't even see. Yeah, see, I don't have, look at all these notes are not helping me. Anyway, okay, so let's get to Tanaya's reading. I am doing intuitive and medium readings. I don't know if I did I pin that? I didn't. Here we go. And people can see it. So Tanaya, you want me to do a a reading for you, a medium reading, I'm assuming. Who would you like me to connect you to? Let me pull up this. I forgot to even save this. Oh my goodness. What happened? I can't see chat. He's been medium father. What? He's been on your mind. Girl. Okay. You do realize that your family keeps telling you, like, make sure you're being in the present. I thought maybe getting back to you. I was right about the name of it. I was thinking maybe you were going to be doing something more about, dating or something like this, but okay. Okay. Let's see what your dad has to say. I'm still going to pull the rose quartz crystal for you for the heart. For the heart. Real quick before I do this reading, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys something that's been on my mind. Why has this been? That's been on my mind. Then I'm going to start the reading. I feel like I can't see things. Okay, there we go. That's been uneventful. Okay. One thing that I've been posting, I don't know if any of you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram, because I'll post what I post on TikTok onto Instagram. But I've been posting a lot, kind of exposing like what goes on in the spiritual world and what people do. Hey, Nikki R. Hi, Nikki. Oh, Nikki, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Nikki. Okay. Nikki, I have some sad announcement to tell you because you're the only one that might care. But we're pausing the Star Wars podcasts probably uh probably period to permanently. Not because there's anything between Star Wars Starbucks Starbucks podcast. Not because there's anything with me and Jeff. Me and Jeff are awesome, love each other, great friends still. But we need to pause it. I know, Anahit, sorry. He has a lot going on, and it's a lot. This is the thing. When you do things like this, I don't think people know how much work goes into it. Do you guys know how much work I put into shit? Yes, thank you, Mike. Somehow just made a noise on its own. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I put a lot of work into everything. I don't think people realize how much work it takes to edit things, edit clips, edit yes, scheduling enough is just hard is right. As you would know, Anahit. Oh, Anahit. I'm all over the place today, and I'm going to get to Tanaya. I swear, TB, stay with me. I'm going to get to you. Nikki, I have you on the list. Anahit, speaking of which, I might be having a day for us to record, and I'm going to be recording somebody else in person. I'm going to start having guests on the House Medium and try to do in person. I could listen to you talk about anything. Oh, that's what I told him. I said, maybe take a beat, and we could always change it to pop culture and different things like this. But the thing is that I so much, although I appreciate that. The truth is, trying to get a podcast out there, it takes a lot of work, and I think people don't realize that it takes dedicating yourself to recording every week and things like this. I was thinking about that. You could talk that random pop culture, yeah, and some people just don't want to dedicate that kind of time. Nikki, Anahit's starting to get her shit together. But to have to do stuff every week, I think, it was a lot more than he anticipated that goes on. I try to always warn people, if you're going to do something like this means you have to be consistent. Do it every week. I have to post clips. I have to post posters. I have to you go on other podcasts. So speaking of which, Anahit, I'm going to be having somebody on from TikTok that I met. And I was thinking well, maybe I can record in person. I have to get the equipment to do a recording in person, and maybe do that person and you. And I may contact you because I may want you to hang out with me, because this is my first time meeting this person from TikTok. So, safety first, ladies. So we'll talk. But yeah, so we're gonna pause it. I think it was becoming a little much for him. He works a full-time job. He works a 40-hour week job. Yes, safety first. He works a 40-hour week job, but that sounds cool. Yeah, I would appreciate it. I was like, well, maybe if you don't mind, you meet me there when he's coming, and we can just say you're my assistant, or something, or just say you're my next guest and you're just going to watch and help me out and things like this, that type of thing, which will be true. And then I'll record you after. And since you've already been to the spot and it'll be cool. So, because I'm trying to change things up and kind of have people in person, I think that will actually add some a different element to it. Posting my podcast on YouTube, I don't know if people care. I don't know. I'm your bodyguard, even though you're bigger than me. I'm taller than you. Don't say bigger. Taller. Thank you very much. But yes, so he has a 40-hour week job, so it's a lot. So we have to pause it. I'm sorry, everyone. You're just stuck with me for now. Okay, so let's get to Tanaya's dad. Hold on one second, Tanaya. I'm going to pull up your dad. Adela, I hope to one day meet you in person, but it will be funny because I'm 5. The stupid thing is covering up your. I don't know how to get rid of these emojis options that cover up the chat at the lowest chat. You're 5 something. I can't see. 5'2", 5'1", I don't know. 50? You're 5 feet? I'm 5'11". Yeah, barely. Oh my God. If we swipe up, you can see the full word. I can't. I can't do it. I've swiped. It's not that. It's these emojis are covering. What do you mean? Nope. I'm 5'11". I know my height. I've been measured a million times. Adele is an Amazon warrior princess height. Okay. My husband calls me Wonder Woman, and I relate to Wonder Woman. Hi, Emerly. That's kind of he tells people I look like Wonder Woman. I'm 5'11", and no, you're not 5'11", sweetheart. I've been measured a million times. I am 5'11". I've been 5'11" since I was 16. I am 5'11". I've been measured 1,000 times. You might see me when I have like shoes on or something like that. I am not taller than 5'11", I can guarantee you. One pet peeve I have is people telling me how tall I am, because it's been something my whole life people have done. Usually not women, usually men. But I can tell you, I know my height. I've been measured over and over and over and over and over again. I know how we sound like a group of over kids going through puberty talking about our heights. I know, really, that's great. Height 5'11". It's okay. 5 feet is definitely tiny. So we're on the complete opposite spectrum of each other, Nikki. But yeah, no, I'm not like way tall. I'm not taller than you. We're the same height, girl. I hate to tell you this. A lot of times people think I'm taller because all my height is in my legs. So even when I was younger, people swore I was taller. When I was younger, I was really skinny, like skinny. So people always thought, I looked taller. And so you know how it is. Um, Now I'm like I'm not skinny. I'm slender-ish, but it's really because of my legs. All the height is in my legs. Like if you see me sitting here like this, I'm not sitting down and I'm not slumped into a chair or anything. People always think I'm much shorter when I'm sitting, and then I stand up and then people are like, "Whoa." Pretty much, I would say 3/4 of my height are my legs. I don't usually wear heels. That's probably why I thought you were taller. Yeah, I'm not taller. I wear like boots or something and it will make me look taller, but a lot of people, it's a misconception. It's almost like because I don't know, my legs are so long, people think I'm taller all the time. But I can tell you, without a doubt, I am not taller than 5'11". And I get very antsy about it because, growing up, being a tall woman, people act like it's a negative. It's really weird. Men used to get upset when I was younger. I think the world's changed. And now I just call myself a Wonder Woman. I also don't have long legs. My body is proportionate. Okay, are you calling me unproportionate? How many insults is Tanaya trying to get in before I do your reading? Hey, now you're calling me unproportionate. I'm not unproportionate. I just have long legs. I always wanted to be 6'1", made it halfway. Okay, Tanaya. Not how many insults are we going to make on Adela before I actually read you. Oh, okay. Clean it up. Clean it up, sister. Clean it up. In my opinion, as long as one person in my family can reach the top shelf or two people can stack on top of each other, reach the top shelf, all is well. Well, I also hate being asked to reach things for people. I said it. I said it. If I'm in the store, don't fucking ask me to reach something for you. I will do it, but it is a little annoying. I will do it. Sorry, Nikki, who probably needs that help. I apologize, but I'm not your ladder, okay? All right. That's not an insult. Okay, well, clean it up, Tanaya. Clean it up, girl, because I'm looking at you. Okay. But yeah, let's get going. I will say that I kind of see myself very similar to Wonder Woman. And when I did the face swap of me and the latest Wonder Woman, I forget her name, it looked almost similar. I mean, I fit right in. Okay, Emerly, I got you. Okay, Tanaya, no, without further ado, let's do your reading. Let's get to your dad. All right. Okay, he's getting straight to the point, Tanaya. Yes, you need to train with weapons now. Cue training montage. He's getting straight to the point. He says that you need to live your life and not to worry about all this shit. I told you that your family's always kind of like stop looking back, stop looking in the past, stop trying to figure out the family. He's like hasn't anything pressing to tell you, but since you're kind of conjuring him up and want to know what he has to say, he says that the best thing you could do is live your life and just be free of everything and everyone. He's very happy to be in the place he's in where he's finally, learning and healing and growing in a way he didn't know he could. But he's saying to you that you got to live your life and not worry about or think about the family all the time. He says there's more people in the world for you to meet. He says that for him, he was happy to leave this place. He was ready to go. He didn't really want to resist it because he just felt like he was pretty much done with everything here. He kind of learned what he needed to learn and he was ready to go. It's not like he's bitter about it. He's just kind of said that he kind of gave to the resolve that it was time. Hi, Rose. So he's saying that he's sorry that you've had such a hard time and you've had a hard time accepting everything, accepting that it's not your job to continue to feel like you have to steer the ship with the family. He says to focus on yourself and not worry about everyone else, even if they try to kind of drag you into their drama or into their life. And this is he says that no matter who you ask in this realm within the family, they're probably going to tell you the same message. Stop trying to worry about us and find love for yourself. So what's been going on with your family? Are you like getting pulled back in again to your family drama? Is that what's happening? Because this is like another strong message. Yeah, I told you that's like a longer reading. Oh, I did forget to announce this. Speaking of readings, I am giving 50% off my readings with the code chill for the next 3 days for Labor Day, because Labor Day is supposed to be about chilling, about taking a break from work. So I'm giving that code out. But that's a longer reading. It kind of sounds like straight off the bat, he's telling you not to do that. What he's saying is that relatives reaching out that I haven't heard from in a while. He's saying that, putting yourself out there and putting yourself and having to give yourself that much is not a good idea because it won't be easy. He's saying that it will just pull you into drama. Like it's not going to be that clean cut. You know what I mean by that? It's not going to be like you're going to adopt a child and then they're going to go, okay, cool, thank you, here's the baby, okay, well, good luck with everything, see you soon. No, he's saying there will be like an excuse to be involved, other family members will try to be involved. He's saying it's not a good idea. That's his opinion because of the source of where the child is coming from. So this is the second time you've heard this, Tanaya. So I don't know how many damn times you're going to have to need to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's his opinion. Okay. So yeah, I forgot to tell everybody that I am having the 50% off my readings. Also, I was thinking about reuniting with one person. Well, I passed on the message. This is, he told you what he thinks. It kind of feels like every time you're trying to like go forward in your life, you get pulled into your family. The one thing I've learned, everyone, from reading all these years, one thing I've learned from, talking to people on the other side and doing intuitive readings and medium readings is if you don't feel like you've got the love and the affection and the help from your family growing up, then you kind of always keep going back to the past and trying to like understand the family or try to, reunite with people or try to connect with them because you're trying to figure out why you didn't get this love. This is what I've always gotten this from reading. So I feel like what your dad's advice is about going forward and not looking back is good. Okay. So there you go. All right, Nikki, what's your question? And this is the thing, everyone. It's really hard to break, free of our like childhood traumas and our childhood damages. Even though we think we're breaking free, a lot of times we're doing things we don't even realize it. I don't know how many of you, I know this has happened to me. So let me give you an example as Nikki is writing her question. You see my nails, right? You guys know I have an obsession by now of getting my nails manicured, right? Well, one day I realized why I have this obsession. I thought it was just like, oh, I'm this way. I love getting my nails done. Oh, I just have to get my nails done. It's just the way I am. I'm very posh, it's just who I am. And then one day I had this realization. Um, Maybe we need to start a STEAM club, make sure we don't do that and harm ourselves because we are enough without those people and we can always find others to love us. Yes. And one day I was like remembering how, if you don't know the story, and remind you the story about my life, that my mother died when I was 10 days old and my aunt and uncle raised me. And my aunt, who was my real mother's sister, used to always look at my hands and tell me that my hands were like my mother. And she would say, oh, you have my sister's hands. And she would always say, you have to take care of your nails. You have to take care of your hands because you have her hands and her hands were so beautiful and you have to take care of them. So she got me like a buffer kit because you realize this was like 1980. And she was like, and they didn't like encourage, like girls weren't like going to get, their nails done at nail salons. That was for like the rich people in the 80s. Like that was not like the way it is today. You didn't take your daughter to go to her nails done. So she got me like Oh, good. I just got like a yawn real quick. She got me like one of those, you remember those buffers back in the day, right, Tanaya? So she got me one of those buffer kits and showed me how like you would like scratch the nails and then you would polish the nails. It was like this whole thing, like you would polish and they would get shiny, and then you would do like the cuticles and put lotion. And so I started doing that at like 10. You still have one? Oh my goodness. And I got obsessed with doing my nails because I like felt this responsibility that, my mother died, and yes, girls got their nails done, exactly. And me always having this guilt, feeling like I killed my mother because she died 10 days after I was born. Matter of fact, it my birthday was the 19th of August, and so the 29th will be the anniversary of her death. And the hard part about having that and growing up with that is that my age marks her death, and 10 days after she died marks every year. People will remind me, oh, this is when she died. So I had all of these feelings of like everyone hates me because I killed her and all these things. So therefore, that is why I'm obsessed with getting my nails done. Because the very least I'm supposed to do, right, is that I have my mother's hands, is to take care of my nails, right? And one day I realized that trauma, all of that trauma, me thinking I was just being poshy and going to get my nails done and just being poshy and, being like a girly girl and all this stuff, really comes some fucking trauma from my family. So sometimes, even when we're trying to heal and we're trying to grow forward, that shit is sticking to us in ways we aren't even being conscious of. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. You guys can comment while I talk to Nikki. Last time you said you saw a permanent job for me in the entertainment industry. A recruiter put me in for a job at Dish Network. It's part-time, freelance though, but pays well. It's the job you saw. I've been feeling confused because I don't know where to look for the job you saw because I haven't seen any jobs postings like that. I'm not sure they'll be reaching out to me. I'm really confused. You're saying two different things. I don't know what's happening, Nikki. First, you're saying you have a job offer, and now you're saying you don't see a job that I talked about it. Which is it? Which is it? I'm so confused. Like, which is it? Are you saying you got this job offer or not? And Emily, you'll be after Nikki. So what's up? This is my little list. I don't understand what's happening. I'm so confused. You said last time you saw me, okay, yeah, so you got a job offer. So what's the problem? What's the haps? I don't have a job offer yet with this network. They just put me in the running for the job. What do you mean they put you in the running? A recruiter did? Okay. So, oh, sorry, I'm just hitting everything. That's because I got to push this goddamn chair back. What do you mean they put you in the running? So they put you in the running. So why are you saying that you don't see the job I talked about? It sounds like that is the job I talked about, correct? Wouldn't that be correct? I got you tonight. Basically, I'm amongst the list candidates to potentially be interviewed. Okay. So you want me to see what's going to happen, right? All right, let's get into it. By the way, my feeling is that this is the gateway. I don't have to like do too much focusing because it already came to me when you first presented the question. My feeling is this is the gateway. This is like the beginning of you going into that job. going into that field. So my feeling is that this will be, the how you get your foot into that world. Let me look and see what they're looking at so I can remote view them specifically. So hold on. So I actually don't see that they're looking at too many people. It's almost like I see them looking at like four people. There's potentially four people and you're one of them. What they're really looking for is someone who isn't going to give them, I know this is going to sound like kind of like you're kind of like duh, but you'd be surprised. They're looking for someone not to give them a bunch of excuses of they could only work 10 to 2 or they could only work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're looking for someone who's very much available, ready to go, ready to work. Um it's like they're almost looking for someone who could potentially be full time and not just like part-time, because they do see this as a freelance part-time job, but this could grow into a full-time job. So the more you are in this interview or you fill out whatever you fill out saying, yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll, I want to work, I'm open to working yada yada hours, whatever, I'm ready to do this, the more they're going to be excited about you. So when you do get the interview, you want to be like, yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to do this thing. I'm excited to like work. I've been looking for work. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what they're going on. They already like your qualifications. Your qualifications already fit the bill. They're more like tired of people like saying they want to work and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, well, I just thought this was going to be freelance. I'm just looking for something freelance because I might want to change to this." So you tend to be sometimes a little bit, like underplay yourself or undersell yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to say, yep, I have this experience. Yep, I'm ready to go. I want a job. I want something, I'm ready to work. A matter of fact, if this was permanent, I would be willing to do that as well. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get this shit on the road. That's what you have to be like. Okay. So the thing is, everyone, when I'm remote viewing, which if you haven't, they said 10 to 20 hours a week, but it could also be zeros a week or 40s a week. So it's hard to be available, but it pays well enough that it would work out for me. Okay, that makes sense. It's hard to be available. I feel that they're saying that because they want to, this is my read. They want to test somebody out. They want to see if it's the right. The reason why they're saying that is because they've hired people before, put all this energy into them, train them only for them to like bail. And so they're kind of like doing a thing now where like if someone's really serious about working, then they'll be ready to go whenever. You know what I mean? They'll be available when, they'll be like more hungry. So they don't want people with all these high demands. I feel like they're trying to avoid people like, oh, I can work 10 to 2 or on Tuesdays and Fridays, or I have to have 25. Otherwise, I can't take a job. They're like, if someone really wants a job, they'll like say, sure. So they're looking for someone hungry. That's it. Okay. I wanted to ask everybody because my last class I posted on my Patreon was the remote viewing class, and I set up a way for everyone to kind of talk to each other in the remote viewing class, to like on Patreon to talk about the class. I set up a room for everyone to chit chat with each other. Did everybody see this? I hope so. If you haven't joined my Patreon, you should join it. It's a chance where you can meet other like-minded people. That's why I tried to create like a place where everyone could talk with each other. I also post energy climates every day. I don't know if you guys like them because nobody comments back to me. No one goes, "Hey, Della, we really like the energy climate." I mean, sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. But I think you guys like them. So I do those every day. And also now I have the Sacred Scholar, and that actually gives the classes. But I did I think because we're all introverts. Oh my goodness. I'm surrounded around introverts in my house, in this world. All right, Emily, what's your question, young lady? Hi, Ivana. Emily's up. Oh, you're gifting your reading to Rose? Okay. Okay, Rose, what's your question? That's very kind of you. Of course. Oh, sorry for that noise. But I'm going to take one of these. Yes, I am. It's going to give me a little boost of energy. I've learned to only eat one of these. If you ever eat chocolate espresso beans, they do work. So be careful how many you eat. Is Rose here? Okay, Rose, let's move it along, young lady. What's your question? And if anybody has any questions about anything else, spiritual or otherwise, Yvonne, I'm going to need some of those. It's already the first week of school and I'm tired. Oh my God, I bet. I understand. I understand. I bet. You do awesome work. You do work that's so important. Okay, Rose, what's your question? Waiting, Rose, waiting. It's almost the 4th day weekend. 4 days weekend sleeping in. Ooh, are you still doing readers room episodes? Because I have a story to send you that happened the other day. Yes, I am. I know, Tanaya, I got you, but Rose is before you. Emily was before you, and then it's you. I want to know if you could see how the job I applied to is going for me if I get it since I'm going to school. What's the job? I can't tell you if you're going to get it or not. Like, I'm not going to predict. What I like to look and see is I can give you information on what they're looking for, because obviously if you applied for it, you still have to interview, right? Thanks. I'm excited to get to the designing applications. What do you mean? Wait a minute. Are you teaching? I thought you said you're teaching, Ivana. Are you in school? Are you in school or are you teaching? And that's my question for you, Ivana. And for Rose, it's for this railroad company. They're paying really good. So that would help me save from MD school. I'm school. Sorry. Oh, okay. Good for you. She's a youngin'. Okay. Here's the thing. You're asking me, I'll give you information on what I see. I won't tell you I'll tell you what they will be looking for since you applied. So hold on. Railroad, that's sounds kind of cool. I don't know why. What would you be doing in the railroad? She's a hustler. What would you be doing on the railroad? I'm just curious. Let me look. Maybe I'll find out in a second. Conductor. What? Like you're driving the train? Like woo, like driving the train? Or you just push buttons for the train? They pay for training. What? Conductor means like driving. Yes. What? Rose? That sounds, I don't know why, but I guess it sounds awesome because I love trains and trains are so relaxing. That is badass. Badass Rose. Badass Rose. Everybody give a round of applause for Rose and let's take a look. Let me take a look at them. What's up with them? What are they doing? Oh my goodness. Here's the thing, Rose. There is a lot of, it's a unique job. There's a lot of paperwork and there is a lot of hoops to jump through this. So what I see is that they go through kind of, I don't want to say they comb through your life, but they kind of go like a background check into this and the this and the that and the this and the that. So there is quite a bit that they require for you to do. So here's my feeling. They're looking for someone young and eager. I hate to say it, they're never going to say this out loud, but they're not looking for someone older who's applying or someone who they don't think are serious about it. So they're definitely looking for somebody who is like, this is what I want to do. So if you say to them what you just said to me, like, oh, this would be a good way to pay for my, I don't know what MD, you mean you're getting your doctor's degree? Is that what you said? Your MD? And go ahead and talk back to me as fast as I'm talking to you. Try to talk back to me. But what I see with them is if you said that to them, they would be very irritated, very annoyed. Yeah, in medical school. Don't say that to them. If they're like, well, why are you applying for this job? And you're like, oh, it'd be great to pay for my medical school. No, they're looking for someone that they want to make sure you could maybe make this as a career, like for the next 15, 20 years of your life. You see what I'm saying, Rose? You picking up what I'm laying down? So I'm saying to you that that's the problem is that that's the only thing I would say to you is that you have to make it seem, yeah, you'll lie to them. Like you just have to say, this is something I think will be great. This will be a great way to like make money while I like, build it for my family, for me, not make money, but this will be a great career. I can build a career out of this. I'm looking at this for a long time career. That's what you have to say because they kind of take it seriously. Like the vision I have is them talking about how there's almost like generations of people who have had this job and this job has been passed down from other generations. Like they kind of take it seriously. So you have to have the same attitude when you go in for the interview. And they are going to call you in for an interview. And that's all I can see thus far. If you get the job depends on how you handle it. That's why I'm telling you. If you handle it like you're talking about your plans that doesn't include the railroad road company, and you're talking about like, oh, you're doing this while you're pursuing this, you will not get the job. You see what I mean? If you talk about like how, oh, you just, you thought it'd be a cool job because you can drive a train or whatever, not going to get a job. You have to come from a place like, I really would love the idea of working for the railroad company. I feel like it would be a great career move for me. There's a lot I can learn. There's a lot I can grow. Okay. All right. Here's the thing, everyone. When I remote view, and this is what I was saying to you that I posted, the last class was a remote viewing class on my Patreon. And I created a page, a chat room, which I don't think anyone has been chatting to talk to each other about it. I'm looking and I'm going, what is happening? What are they saying? What did they say in the past? What did they are going to say in the future? That's what I was doing. Thank you for your tips. Okay, Here's the thing, Rose, not tips. I always want people to be clear. These are not tips. I don't give advice. This is why I mentioned before you even said this, that this is remote viewing and seeing who they are and how they operate. What I'm seeing is how they will respond, what you can do to get them to respond to you. So it's remote viewing. It's not a tip. Tips are like, this is my experience of what I've learned. Let me give you a tip. I do not do palm readings. No. Not all readers do all the things. I'm an intuitive and a medium. I remote view. I see naturally. And remote viewing is seeing the past, present, and future. Palm reading, you can learn palm reading at any time. No, you don't have to apologize. I just want you to be clear. The reason why I'm telling you this is because tips is like, tips is like some advice people give you based on, yeah, palm reading. You could pick up a book and anyone can learn palm reading. It's I know palm readers. They've taught me the tricks of it. It's really not. It's not a psychic thing at all. But yeah, so the thing is like reason why I'm telling you this because tips is like someone giving you advice. And I don't want you to think that because I'm trying to show you that I remote view and I can see the conversation they're having. I see how they do things, how they handle things, how they like are looking at the paperwork. So I'm telling you by remote viewing, I'm seeing that, so that's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, let's move to Tanaya. You understand that? Okay, yeah, because that I wanted you to know that, Rose. Mama needs some loving. What's the energy around my love life over the next few months? Okay, listen, how much clearer, I always have to remind everyone this. The future doesn't happen to you. The future is our actions create a domino effect in how the future unfolds. Okay. So the future unfolds on what we are doing. So I cannot predict what's going to happen in your love life, but I can look and see what in the sense that, oh, this is what will happen. Like you just sit here and do nothing and it will happen. But I will read you and see where you're at right now. See what you're doing right now. What actions is Tanaya actually taking? Because my sense is, my gut tells me, Tanaya, Mama, is not doing anything to bring the things that she needs to bring to her. Let's start there, Tanaya. Are we going out? God, this is why I have to move this chair back. Are we going out? Are we seed from my lemon? No. Sadly, you're not. I'm not saying you have to go to bars or clubs or anything, but you do have to kind of allow yourself to meet people of like-mindedness and go to do things like, even if it's a farmer's market, even if it's a museum, anything that's going to kind of help you meet people of like-mindedness. Okay, so let's get to it. Hold on. I'm supposed to have surgery soon, was hoping to meet a hot man before then. No. Tanaya, what are you having surgery for? What are you having surgery on? Okay, so first of all, no, this is what I feel. I feel like, what if the doctor is the hot man? Doctor, give me some news. I gotta my messed up right foot. Okay. So here's my feeling. My feeling is that it's like you have to jump into the pool. This is the problem. You've been like skirting around this and flirting with it and moving around it, but you haven't just jumped into the pool and just said, "Okay, it's time. I'm just going to jump in." That's the feeling. It. Mama needs some loving while on medical leave. So this is the scenario, everyone. Tanaya is saying, "I'm going to meet a hot man before I have my surgery, and then and then you're gonna get surgery, and then tonight is gonna go like, oops, sorry, I had surgery on my foot, so now I'm gonna have to stay at home. So I guess we can't go anywhere and do anything, but you can like give me some loving." Is that what we're saying? If that's the case, we have Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, and you can go meet some people for that if that's all you want, because they will be happy to make house calls. Oh, snap. Yeah, I said it. They will be happy to come make house calls. He can nurse me. Well, you could do that while you're laying there and your foot is healing. But honestly, I do feel like that would be good for you. I mean, it would be good for you like while you're like healing your foot to like get online. I don't even normally ever encourage people to go online and meet people, but in your case it may be a good idea because it may push you to kind of like open yourself up to people type of thing. I know you want a committed relationship. So if you want a committed relationship and you're not just looking for some loving um only, then I feel like waiting till after that is healed is better. And you got to jump into the pool. You have been circling the pond for a very long time and deciding whether to dip your toe into it. One of the men at my job recently introduced himself. Okay, I mean, let's not jump to conclusions, shall we? Because last time it didn't go too well. Hey, here's the deal. I think we could all agree. Let's stay clear, but I suspect he's married. I was about to say, let's stay clear of dating, trying to date people at our jobs. How about that? How about now? That isn't cited. That's advice. That's just some good old fashioned advice. Maybe we don't date people at our jobs. Just saying. Just saying. Just a suggestion. Okay? All right. So I feel like the other one is slow as well as we all have been for so long, been very invested in Tanaya's love life. We all want to know, when is it going to pick up? We all want to see success for Tanaya, right, everyone? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, I wanted to tell you. Did I told you guys absolutely, right, Ivana? I wanted to tell everyone. I told you guys how the air conditioner broke here and how I had to learn some lessons. I told Amerly because let me tell you guys a story. I'll tell it on my podcast. So you think I'm not making enough effort? No, I do not think you are. The air conditioner broke, and then I went to the leasing office. Let's just say when it's 100 degrees out, over 100 degrees sometimes, and your air conditioning breaks and you get hot flashes and you no longer have tolerance for heat as you once was as a young gal that I was. Um the woman was telling me I can give you fans, and she was saying things like maybe Maybe it sometimes takes 2 weeks and all this type of stuff. Okay. So this is what I did, everyone. Let me ask you, would it scare you if I was sitting down, to Tanaya's point, TB's point, I'm 5'11", so sometimes I feel like when my energy is intense and I'm tall, it can be a little, I can get intense. Everyone who knows me knows I can get intense, including my own child. So I was sitting down and she was like, I was like, when is it going to be fixed? We put the notice in and she's like, oh, it could be like 2 or 3 days. I was like, I cannot wait 3 days. Now you guys can understand this is Los Angeles. The heat is like dry heat and it's like sitting in a box and I can't take it. I just can't take it. I can't take it like I used to. I just can't. I just cannot. I just can't. Especially because, I'm menopausal. Yes, I said it. Okay. And by the way, can I just preface this by saying I have this thing every birthday, something goes wrong. Like things will be good and then go wrong. And do I feel like maybe I bring it on because I have this thing about my mom died 10 days after I was born? I don't know. But people have been around me long enough to see that holidays and there's always something goes off. When something doesn't go wrong, I'm like amazed. So my birthday, that was the 19th. It was cool and everything. And the intensity is a Leo thing. I have a lot of Leos in my life and they get serious about things. The intense like a 4 shadow. Being too hot makes me feel crazy. So here's the thing. She's like, well, I can give you some fans. And I was like, fans? I said, I have fans. So I was like calm and I was like, I have fans. And I said, this needs to happen. This is ridiculous. When you guys want the rent, you want that money right then, right? But when we want something fixed, we have to wait. Um, and I said, this happens every summer. Why don't you guys have a better plan than this? Why do you have such little people fixing things? You know what I mean? Like this happens every summer. People, air conditioners go, you should be more prepared for this. Anyway, she's like, and so I said this, I said, how long is it really going to take? I'm going to look in the camera because that's how I said it. How long is it really going to take? Be honest with me. And I said, because if you're not honest with me, I'm going to read right through you. I will see right through you. That's all I said. And then she like kind of took a step back. I'm going to talk about this on my podcast too, but I was like, she stepped back and she's like, well, and she was very nice. And that's the thing. She was a nice lady. She was trying her best. She was about I said, just tell me the truth. I was like, be honest with me. And then she went, well, if and she wasn't she was like, I understand. We are trying to work on better ways and I understand. But when people just give you the policy, when they're like, this is our policy, this is how we handle things, it drives you crazy because I was like, I know the policy. I'm aware of the policy. I'm gonna fucking go crazy if this heat isn't taken off of me. I'm gonna lose it. So I don't want to hear about policy. I want to know when they're coming. Like, tell me for real, because I know for real. You know what I mean? I heard her on the phone, by the way, because I said, call them. And she said, oh, hold on. She goes, I'll call them. I'll call them. And I said, you can call them right now. I will wait. And so I heard her make the call and she was like, and I could just, me, I'm reading it. I'm remote viewing. I'm like, what the hell? What's this? What is she? What's this? What are they really saying to her? That's what I meant by what I was telling Rose, that I remote view the conversation. And I was like, are they really telling her they're coming and all this? So Lolita's cracking up. You guys are cracking up. And I was like, I will know. Okay. And I go, "Mm-mm, that guy is not coming today and he is not coming tomorrow." That's what I saw. So she's like, "Well, I could maybe get him in tomorrow." And I was like thinking, it's not happening. I know it. I see it. So just tell me. So I said, she said, "Well, now that you're saying that, maybe I should get my manager, because when you're saying like, when you're saying like you can see right through me," and then I said, "I meant I could read people." And she went, "I can read people too." And I looked at her like this. I'm gonna look in the camera again, and I said, "I meant I do it. I read people professionally." Said like that. And then she said nothing. Now, here's the thing. I didn't say I spiritually read people. I didn't say I was a psychic. So she could have thought I was a cop or like in the CIA or whatever, because I said I read people, because those people read people too, right? That's what they do. But she did get nervous. And I felt bad because she was trying. She said, "I know that you're a mom. I'm a mom too. I'm going to do." I go, "I just want to know what the real answer is. That's all I'm asking you, because I want to know what I'm looking at here." Anyway, needless to say, I don't know if my efforts really worked, or my husband, who plays good cop, and she thought you I don't think she thought I was gonna jump her, because maybe, Lolita, because when I was talking, I was going like this. She was watching my hands even. I was just going like this. I was sitting down. I made sure to sit down so that I didn't feel like any kind of threat at all. Like, I knew that if I was standing up and I was that intense, it would be intimidating, because I am tall, but I am also not a fighter. I'm a lover. I mean, physically, I'm not a fighter. But anyway, anyway, I think it was, he called and he knows them a little bit better and he was charming. And she said to him, Thank you for your patience," basically trying to say your wife's crazy or whatever. But anyway, my own son has told me, like, you can get intense. So I was intense. So would that freak you out if someone said, "Now tell me the truth, because I'll read you and I'll see right through you"? Did, would that would that scare you? Would that freak you out? I don't know. I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to know your honest opinion. And I'm going to talk about this on my podcast, but I figure I can talk about it right here as well. And I think if there's anyone who wants any other readings, you should, put it in now. Yes, it would. I don't know. I don't think I would be. Okay. It would. Why would it? Because I didn't say, "You better tell me, else I'm going to do something." I just said, "I'll see right through you." They beat around the bush instead of being right. Thank you, Amerly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, you would be intimidated, or you would be nervous, because I literally was just trying to like go, "Just tell me the truth. It's better for you to tell me the truth." Because they do, because she was like, "Well, what they normal I don't want to hear your policy. Just tell me what I'm looking at." Because I'm sitting there going, I need to. So what did I do? So let me tell you another little second thing that's a psychic thing. My friend, who you all know from when Starbucks was fun, I think it would be scary for a person that is not familiar. I didn't say spiritually. It's always better if people are honest up front, even if it's bad news. Thank you. I didn't say I was reading her spiritually. I think that's why it freaked her out, because I just said I can read people. I could be a cop. Cops can read people too. Police can read people too. People in the military are good at reading people. CIA, FBI, psychologists, like, people can read people. You know what I'm saying? Of all kinds. I had a feeling she kind of was thinking I was saying it in that way. Secondly, here's a testament to my psychic ability. She may not know what you do. She did not know. That's what I'm saying. Here's testament to my psychic abilities, because people who know are already scared of me anyway. This is why I hang solo. But my friend Jeff I was doing the podcast when Starbucks was fun. He had one of those floor air conditioners. And when I went to his house to record one time, I saw it and I said, "Oh, you have one of those? That's cool." And he's like, "I don't need it because I have a new air conditioner." I was sitting down tonight. I wasn't standing up. She was standing over me. I said that like 3 times. She was standing over me. I made sure to stay seated. I think you said what many of us wish to say but don't always, and that was just surprising to her. Absolutely. And I don't know if you remember, but you from my first mentorship lesson, you did get intense, but I wasn't scared, but I was proud. I don't see women stand up for themselves enough. I got intense for about what? On your mentorship? Why would I get intense for your mentorship? Oh, because I was telling you what to do? Oh, I don't want to get intense with you. That would make me feel terrible. So anyway, so the psychic stuff that I'm talking about is he had this like floor air conditioner and I saw it and he said, "Oh no, I'm probably going to sell it because I don't need it because I got a new air conditioning system in his house, like a central air." So I said to him, "Oh, I would buy that from you." So when the air conditioner broke here, I said, "Well, you never know what could happen. Air conditioners break, you just never know." And he had 2 of them. So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to hold on to one of them or what and sell another." So I called him. I was like, "You want to buy it? You want to sell me that floor air conditioner?" Bada bing, bada boom. And I said, "I told you I'd be buying it from you." Because when he said, "Well, I don't know," I said, "Well, I'll buy it from you." And I said, "I told you I'd be buying it from you." So that's why I wanted to know what I was looking at, like how many days so I could prepare. Yeah, because if after I had a dream about my grandma and I wanted to do the mentorship for mediumship so I could talk to her, but you told me you saw that my tuition was Oh, okay. Oh, yes. I get intense about wanting to make sure that when it comes to mentoring and you want to develop your spiritual gifts or you want to do something with them or you want to go professional. That's what Jesus, honey. That's not how I meant it. What I meant it is it's hard for people to hear that what you think you might gifts might have, like I don't want to fool people. I don't want to just blow smoke up people's ass and say there's a lot of people who sell like I will teach you anything and you will learn this and anybody could and I'll teach you it. And they'll just tell you this. I don't want to do this. I want people to understand that if you're going to be serious about this, then you have to go with your gifts that are real, that are really there. Not just like, "Oh, I had a dream and then now that means I have this ability." And I could go, "Oh, yeah, you have this ability. Let me mentor you." Because that would be bullshit. So it's kind of hard for people to understand that I take this very seriously. If I'm going to mentor you on an ability, then it has to be truly an ability you have that is strong. Otherwise, I could just bullshit people. Trust me, if I just bullshitted people all the time, I would have to work a lot less hard. But I don't. And so kind of being clear to someone like, "Listen, this is what I see. If you're coming to me what I see, that's what I said." I didn't say like I know what I'm talking about. Come on, I don't even talk like listen, I know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying to you is you're telling me how to dream. I'm not going to say to someone, "Well, that means you're a medium." I mean, that would be bullshitting someone. And having to be very strict about like we're going to focus on what is real and not just because that's what you want it to be or now I'm just blowing smoke up your ass. I won't do it. Believe me, if I did it, my life would be easier because I see people in the field that I'm in and they do it all day every day. They just promise people all kinds of shit and say they're going to do this for them and they make it sound easy, and that's kind of one of the things that I think people don't understand. Doing this work professionally is not for the weak of heart. It's brutal. It's very hard. It's not an easy path. And I'm very honest about that. And I'm always going to be honest about that. And it probably sounds like you're luring people, but the problem, you said that, but it was intense. Yeah, it probably was. Because I get passionate about that because I think people think it's going to be like, I've seen people get into it and leave all the time, and they leave because it's not like they thought it was going to be like fun and easy and they could just like do this work, and then they find out it's not like that and then they abandon it. So I always am going to be true to myself and be authentic and tell you guys like it is, even if it doesn't make it's not the popular thing, because otherwise I'm just bullshitting people. And honestly, I see people do it all day long, every day, bullshit. Oh, let me sell you this package. I'll teach you how to be a psychic. I'll teach you that this and this and this and this and this. And then people spend all this money into this and they get nothing out of it. So I'm like right off the top going to tell you, this is what I see. This is what I think you're strong at. And sometimes that bothers people because, they wanted they want what they want. But that's kind of probably my intensity. Trust me, if I went the other path, I would be working a lot less hard. So luckily Anahit understood, and I hope you understand, because you have extraordinary intuitive gifts. I don't know why people think one gifts are better than the other. Being a medium, talking to the dead, is not the most popular one people want to do at all. No matter what you fucking hear, you guys, people do not like really want to do it. And if they even try to do it, they get so scared off they can't handle it. So it's not it's not the easy one. The intuitive gifts are definitely much more pleasant and much more palatable. Yes, I love that about you, Adele, especially when you call me out. I can't even take it. I do call people out. I do call people out because it's my job to tell you what I see for real and not tell you just what you want to hear. That's my reputation. People know if you want to hear the truth, I will tell you the truth. And then hence we're back to the beginning of my story of telling that lady, just tell me the fucking truth. Am I going to be living in hell for a week, or am I living in hell for 2 or 3 days? Because honestly, I believe if you know things like the truth about something and you get it up front, you'll know what you're dealing with. So when I realize, oh, they're not coming, I'm going to go get this air conditioner. Fuck this shit. I'm not going to live in hell. I'm not going to suffer pretending and delusion. Like, I don't believe in that, you guys. If something is going on and you don't like it and you don't want to suffer, or you don't just like put your head in the sand. That's the thing, and go, I hope it all works out. I can't be that person. I've never been that person. I'm like, tell me straight on, I'll deal with it straight on. But don't tell me like a fantasy version, and so that I can be hopeful and believe maybe the air conditioner will be fixed tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because then I will go look for the how to solve the problem. So when I read people, I tell people straight on, but I also try to tell people what I'm going to do to help them. When I mentor people, I'm going to tell you straight on, but I'm going to tell you how I'm going to help you with what I do see you have. So I hope that makes sense. And that is our conclusion today. Luckily, Anahi didn't run away from me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys appreciating me. And here's the truth of the matter is, I have a huge, huge heart. I have a huge compassionate, empathetic heart. And that is why I put these boundaries up. Before I started going to you for readings, I had a couple of readings, either psychics that I could tell were just telling me what I wanted to hear. Not cool. Yes, that's most psychics. Most psychics will tell you what you want to hear because it's much less work. Much less work. Am I going to get the job? Sure. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like they're going to call you in 2 days and everything's going to be great. I'm done. Next. I mean, that's how I've seen most of my career, how most readers read. Or, you don't have to work as hard. No, you were coming from the right place. I couldn't when it went away. Aw. Well, Anahit forgets to mention that I absolutely believe in her and her gifts, all her gifts, her artistic gifts, her intuitive gifts, all of the gifts. And the reason why I push people is because I do see what they can do. I do see what you're capable of. And I want to push you to dive into the pool. So let's take a roll call. Tanaya, dive into the pool and start dating. Nikki, dive into the pool and go for the entertainment world. Roll call here. Inside Inspire. Anahit's gonna like get her shit together for her intuitive stuff and her artwork. But I do push people. That's kind of something I'm good at. Thank you so much. I need. Thank you. I hope so. So before I part, just want to remind everybody, check out my last, if you are a 90 Days fan, go check out my last episode of The House Medium. I'm going to have some really cool episodes coming up. I can't wait for you guys to hear them. I have 50% off of my readings, and the code will go for about 3 days. Go to the Patreon if you're on Patreon and see that chat room where you guys can meet each other and talk to each other about the classes that I've been posting. And I'll be putting out a new podcast with Jackie. You're going to enjoy Jackie quite a bit because she is spiritual and awesome, and she's from New Zealand, but she also has a million stories that are going to be fun to hear. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Not everyone is allowed on the chats. Everybody who is in, that's correct. You can see them. If you're in the Sacred Scholar, you should be allowed in the chat. It's not like, if you are a Sacred Scholar, it should allow you in. If you're a Sacred Scholar tier, which I think you are, Emerly. If you're a Sacred Scholar tier, you should be allowed in the chat. I created it. Let me know. I'll check it out. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe I did something wrong. I hope not. I will check it out. I will check it out. I'm trying. I am trying. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go chill. Have a great Sunday night. Whew. Have a great Sunday night. Follow yourself, everyone. Follow no one. Listen to your inner voice. See you soon. See you soon.